You guys, I hope the new year is bringing a new you, because I can tell you this new year is absolutely bringing a new me. And you guys have been keeping up with April, and I am so appreciative and so excited about this journey. I tell you, this journey has been amazing. And guess what? I am actually living on my own. Can you believe I am living on my own? A quad amputee just a little over 2 years ago is living on her own, and I was told so many times that it wouldn't happen, or would be a long time before it could happen. And by the grace of God, here I am vlogging straight from my pad. Hey now. I'm so excited. When I left off the last time, I told you guys our next vlog would be on validation. So I'm here to say that we're getting ready to talk about validation. I received some great questions, and actually I received these questions last year. And it's been a while since I've updated a vlog. So I'm here to tell you that you'll be getting a vlog from me once a week. You can tune into my channel, and we will be talking about all kind of things. And if there's something that you want to talk about especially, please feel free to hit me up and let me know what you want to talk about. And after this validation vlog, our next vlog will be talking about competition. Competition, that's a big one. So hold on one second. Let me get these questions together, and we'll go right into validation. Yes, so I've had these questions for over 7 months, and I held on to these questions because I wanted to make sure that I honored the people who sent in the questions about validation. So I feel honored that you took your time to ask the question, and I will definitely do the best I can to answer your questions. The first question came from Liza Remelia from the UK. Hi, Liza. I've done a few things with the UK. And I kind of like the UK. And hopefully you'll be seeing me there soon. Your question is, with all of the things you lost because of your self-esteem issue with your butt, what gives you the right to speak about validation? Well, Liza, I get your point there, but who else to speak about it than someone who have lost so much in quest for a larger butt? I think what makes me qualified is that I could have taken something that was pretty horrific and used it to be my darkest day. But just the mere fact that I actually knew, very early on, that I was going to take this experience and use it to help other people. So I don't think no one would ever give us the permission to share our story or to tell our story. I just think it's something that we have to know that we have to do, because each one actually really do teach one. And the only way that we, learn a lot of things is from other people's experiences. So if we all, become ashamed of our experience and think because we made a bad choice in our experience turned out to be horrific, that we don't have a right to share a story. But everyone has a right to share a story. And guess what, Liza? To be honest, that wasn't the only mistake that or bad choice that I made in 2004, but it is definitely one that has changed my life forever, for the good, and also for the change, for my new normal. And I will forever feel honored and feel worthy to share it, no matter what. And I hope that no matter what you experience in life, Liza, that you never ever feel that you don't have a voice, because we always have a voice as long as we choose to use it. Okay? And I hope that helped you. Thanks, Liza. Send more questions. Okay, our next question is from Howard Lockett from Atlanta, Georgia. Howard asked me, what do I think validation is, and how can validation help? How can the use of validation help human beings? Oh, wow. Well, I think validation is what we all search for. Is that approval, that acceptance, that enoughness. And I think every human being on this planet, if they were honest with themselves, would tell you that that's what we all want the most. We all want to be accepted. We all want to be validated. And you know what's so amazing about that is that we all kind of want this thing, and we all kind of want someone to tell us how beautiful we are, how smart we are, how amazing we are. You know, but it's so hard to receive something like that if you don't give like that. So what I, would suggest, people, since we all seem to need the same thing and we all seem to want to be validated, I think it can really, really, really help mankind if we really, really start to give that to each other. And I think once we start to give that to each other, we'll open up a love force in this world where we would start to validate each other just naturally, just by the looks in our eyes and just, straight, from our spirit. And I think that's a big part of what we've lost is the validation of each other. And just because we say as human beings that we don't need validation, it does not mean that that we're not crying out in our soul somewhere for it. So what I can say on that, the way that we can use validation to help mankind is by validating each other, because I can tell you this, we are absolutely more alike than we are different, and we all pretty much honestly want the same thing. So I say to you, Frank, you are amazing, and thank you so much for taking your time to send the question. All right, I hope that answered something for you, and send me another question. Thanks, Frank. Okay, we have another question here from Melinda Charles in Chicago, Illinois. Oh my God, I have family in Chicago. Melinda's question is, do you believe that you were lacking validation? Is that the reason why you got the injections? Well, honestly, I can truly say that my issue with validation started very, very young. And the separation for me actually came from religion. And religion kind of teaches, us to kind of separate ourselves from God. And it's truly hard to feel validated if you don't feel that you're loved by your Creator. So I truly can say that, yes, I truly did have validation issues, but it was deeper than I could have ever imagined, because actually I always felt like my self-esteem was actually pretty good. And even when I got the injections, I didn't even think it was a self-esteem issue. I actually felt that I was just enhancing my butt. It's only after, this whole experience and looking at things in hindsight, I can see how that was truly a self-esteem issue. But it was truly a core issue that stemmed beyond my physical self. It was truly a longing for my spiritual self. It was really the longing, actually, all of the stuff that I feel now, actually losing my limbs and losing my butt cheeks, all the stuff that I feel now is really the clarity and the purposeness and the purposefulness that I was looking for in my life. I'm actually experiencing that now, and I really don't think I would be experiencing that now had I not been spiritual prior to this, and had I not had, I did not have a validation issue that was on a surface level. It was truly a core level from the misrepresentation of God and God's love for myself. So that's where my issue lied. But it can, validation is the biggest issue I think that most humans suffer from, because it's something that we truly need the most, and ultimately it's something that you have to have for yourself. But it truly, because we are just so individually connected, that when we connect, we just have this amazing power that works in the universe. And just imagine if we all woke up one day and just reflected beauty, no matter what. Just reflected beauty. Just look past colors and weight and all the stuff, that kind of camouflage our being. And if we can just kind of get back to the pure spiritual, the pure spirit and the pure intent for human beings. And human beings, our power is truly in numbers, and our power is truly in connective thought. So let's create a connective thought validation movement. I'm all for that. Thank you so much, Melinda, for that question, because I think that's a great question, and thank you for that. I need to kind of get that out, and thank you for that. This is our last question about validation, and this question came from Sarah McLaughlin in Toronto, Canada. And Sarah's question is, I have children. How can I validate my children to teach them how to validate others? Wow, Sarah, that's a great question. I have 2 daughters, and I'll tell you one big mistake I made when my children was younger. I had weight issues. Growing up, I was overweight. And when I had children, I was so afraid of them experiencing the pain that goes along with being overweight. The bullying and the judging and the people making fun of you. So as soon as they came out of my womb, I started to tell them what they're not, what you can't eat, what you can't have, what you're not going to be, what you're not going to be. And what I really, really, really forgot to tell them, all of the things that they really could be. So the best way to validate your children is to remind them of all of the wonderful things that they can do. Because as parents, sometimes we get so fixated on what's broken that we don't stop to validate what's beautiful. And if I can do it all over again, I just wouldn't spend any time telling my children what they're not. I would always focus on trying to tell them what they are and what they can be, and totally not focus on what they're not. And I think once you have an individual that is strong and feel validated within themselves, they really have no problem with giving it back to the world. So yeah, just keep reminding them about their beauty, and you can't go wrong. All right? Thanks a lot, Sarah, and thank you guys so much for keeping up with Apryl. This has been fantastic. I'm so glad to be back, and I'm so glad to be in my own pad. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you next week. And remember, it ain't nothing to it but to do it.